nowadays, the only kind of economy anyone wants is a green economy. And the only sort of growth that people seek is green growth. So there's no disagreement that this is the way forward. But the question is how? Who's going to provide the incentives that is going to convert a $70 trillion economy from being resource intensive, wasteful, generating externalities into one which is resource efficient and not wasteful and not generating negative externalities, probably even positive externalities. There's a huge change that's required. And growth, which is of course essential for the developing countries as well. How are you going to change that kind of growth that we have today, which is very much about resource extraction, to one which is about resource efficiency and truly focusing on the lives of the poor? So we have a whole host of the how-to issues coming up. And this is where the Green Growth Knowledge Platform comes into play. Because this platform is about collecting the best examples, collecting the success stories, collecting knowledge and information, pulling it together and making it available to those who want to engage this experiment, those who want to transition their economies to a green economy, those who want to ensure that their growth policies and their growth strategies are going to generate green growth. Today's economy is 2/3 private sector. Whether we're talking about GDP or jobs, the private sector today is the single largest component of the economy. So we are not going to have a green economy without green corporations, and that's what I call Corporation 2020. A corporation whose goals are aligned with society, whose natural instinct and whose CEO is focused on reducing negative externalities and on creating positive externalities. That kind of corporation requires a fair amount of effort at the policy level as well. Because with today's policies on taxation, on accountancy, on finance, on advertising, we're not going to be able to get the right kind of corporation to deliver the right kind of growth, which is green growth. So I think when we talk about private sector creating green growth, yes, of course they can, so long as we change the environment in which they operate. So long as we ensure that policies, prices and institutions, which are the operating environment of the corporation, are appropriate. A corporation, like any species, responds to its environment. You change the environment and you'll get an evolution happening into the new kind of corporation. That's Corporation 2020, the corporation that delivers green growth. But I think the GGKP comes forward with, firstly, very significant founding members in terms of the OECD, the World Bank, the United Nations Environment Programme, and the GGGI, whose role, of course, is to look at, to intensify the progress that we are already seeing in small parts in a few countries towards greening of growth and towards greening of economies. But where the GGKP can really add value is to pull and pool knowledge together. Pulling the knowledge together, identifying what is the best case, the best example, what is the best approach to follow in different circumstances, and pooling it so that it is easily available to users who are from different countries, to users from different business sectors. I think that's the power of this coalition. And I think that's where GGKP really has to be very focused to be able to deliver value to society.